want to make good grades and possibly get all A's throughout school, well, make sure you watch this video because I'm going to give you all of my top secrets to making good grades. Let's go. Hey y'all, it's Megan. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome, and please hit that subscribe button down below if you want to see more YouTube related videos and vlogs. Today we're going to be talking about study tips for you guys, and I am a grad student. This is my second master's degree, so I have learned how to study and I'm going to teach you guys my way. I am currently making all A's in my grad school classes, which is at a medical school. So if I can do it, you guys can do it. Here we go. Okay, so my first tip is to front load, and I talked about this in one of my other recent videos. So go check out that video if you haven't seen it. But front loading is where you preview the PowerPoints before you go to class. And yes, this is very time consuming, but it works. So what you want to do is download the PowerPoints and then go over them before you go to class. It doesn't have to be in depth or a thorough investigation of the PowerPoints, but you want to kind of look over them, see what you know and what you don't know, and then in class you can ask questions about the stuff you don't know or just pay extra attention during those parts. Okay, and with front loading, if you preview it before class, that's the first time you're seeing it. If you do it in class, that is the second time you're seeing the material, and then when you go home to study, that is the third time you're seeing the material. And don't you think by the third time you see it, you should kind of get the gist of it? Yeah. So that is tip number one. Let's go to tip number two. Okay, so my second tip is probably one of the most important tips, so if you don't pay attention to anything else, listen to this tip. So a teacher once told me, they told me, you know what you know and you don't know what you don't know. And yeah, that quote probably seems a little stupid, but it makes sense to me and I think it's a good quote. Anyways, so what this means is you know what you know and you don't know what you don't know. So let me break that down. You know what you know, so there are some stuff in your lectures that you probably already know, and there is some stuff that you don't know, and you should focus more of your time on the stuff you don't know, because if you're studying the stuff you already know, then it's pretty pointless to study, right? You're gonna save yourself a bunch of time by just focusing on the stuff you don't know, and I used to be really bad at this. I would study the stuff that I did know because I felt like, yay, I know the material, it's great, I know this stuff, I'm gonna ace this test because I already know it. But in reality, I was missing 50% of the material. So what I recommend is just like kind of briefly skim over the stuff you already know, but really focus on the stuff that you don't know, because that is really the stuff you need to learn, and this will save you a bunch of time studying. For example, let's say your major is Spanish. Shout out Kaylee. Hi. Anyways, let's say your major is Spanish. You already know the word for hello, or hola, I guess it is. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. But you already know that word, but you don't know the word for snack stand. So you really need to focus on the word for snack stand because you don't know that word yet. But you do know the word for hello. So that's what you should be studying. The stuff you don't know. Okay, let's go on to tip number three. Tip number three, I feel like the camera is crooked. Tip number three is to not procrastinate. And I am the president of Procrastination Town. Trust me, I have had many difficult days of procrastination. Biggest mistake ever. Anyways, don't procrastinate. That is the worst mistake you could probably make, and I have made this mistake many times before. In college and grad school, you have a lot more information coming at you at one time than you do in high school, so don't be that person to procrastinate because it's just gonna ruin your grades. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Just don't. That's my tip. Don't procrastinate. Okay, so my fourth tip is to draw everything out, and this may seem like a little silly, but you get to go flashback to like kindergarten. It's really fun. But basically, if let's say I'm doing physiology and I am learning the pathway to a specific process, I'm going to draw that sucker out on a piece of paper. I am going to draw it in my own, this is the key, I am going to draw it in my own way. This goes for definitions too, so you write the definitions in your own understanding. That way it sticks in your brain better. So if I'm drawing a kidney and it doesn't look like a real kidney, that doesn't matter. What matters is that I draw it the way I understand it the best. So this tip really works, and I highly recommend that you do this as well. My fifth tip is to actually download the PowerPoints, and I download them on my iPad, or you can print them off. That way in class you're not writing down everything the teacher says and everything on the PowerPoints, because that just wastes time. I need to slow down. Okay, so if you download the PowerPoints, then you can listen to what the teacher is saying and actually write it down on the PowerPoints without worrying about having to write down what's on the PowerPoint, what the teacher is saying, and everything else. You can just focus in class and worry about one thing rather than 20 million, so do that. My next tip and my bonus tip is to exercise, and you may be thinking, what? Right? Well, hear me out. So, there have been several studies showing that exercise improves your learning and memory. And I will put some on the screen right now and also in the description bar. But it has been proven it helps send oxygen to your brain and gets the blood pumping to your brain so it can function more efficiently, I guess is what you would say. But exercise. And another thing to go along with this is to make sure you do a lot of self-care. And I know we want to study all the time and make good grades, but sometimes you just have to take time for yourself. That way you can mentally recoup and get back out there to study again. So there is no shame in doing self-care and exercising, because this is like seriously a key factor in making good grades. So make sure you don't neglect these things, honestly. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, because it really supports my channel and helps YouTube push my video out to more people, so more people can see my lovely face. Also, hit that subscribe button down below if you want to see more YouTube related content and vlogs, because I post every Wednesday and you don't want to miss a video. Which reminds me, turn on that bell so you don't miss a video. Also, follow me on Instagram right here. If that's not right here. And I apologize for this camera shaking. It's so heavy. Anyways, leave me a comment down below of your favorite study technique, even if I didn't share one. That way you can help other people down in the comments, and I will be responding to y'all's comments, so make sure you comment. Okay, bye. A teacher just bleh. So once a teacher just bleh. Okay, we're just gonna go with the first one.